Do you wish for freedom?
Oh God, yes.
Then it shall be done.
How?
As the mysterious man spoke, his hunched, crippled figure began to grow larger and larger until he was towering over Dorian Gray, his voice deepening and becoming more sure until it was the deep growl of an eldritch animal.
For I am your savior, your mentor, your friend, your love, your passion, your commander, your controller, your ruler, your god. For I am Dracula.
With a flash of white fang and a velvet-eyed scream, it was over before it began. Dorian Gray, the once beautiful immortal, fell limp in his arms, thin breaths escaping between the gurgled silence of her blood. As her purple eyes faded, Dracula's eyes deepened somehow, such as a spider's would when met with a dying fly.
You have fear in your eyes, Dorian. Perhaps the first sense of fear in your life. You're wondering why you aren't healing. Well, that was your first mistake. You only heal against wounds from mortal things, and I am so much more.
In a cold October of 1923, there was an abandoned rail of a Russian line. At the beginning of their perilous night, 6 individuals were acquainted under the strangest of circumstances. However, as the hollow sun began to rise once more over the frozen horizon, that heartless light fell only upon 5 passengers, the 6th of which would never see the break of a heartless dawn again. In that quiet and empty tram lied a once beautiful woman, who was once adorned with scarlet lips and lilac eyes, but now was only admired by the rats in the walls. That envious scampering, however, was disturbed quickly by the clumsy entrance of one Dr. Frankenstein. Having endured another sleepless night, he awkwardly limped through the space, looking for his newly acquainted friend.
Dorian, it's morning. Must have fallen asleep back here, or passed out drunk, and I'm not sure which is worse at this point. But Eric has been asking for you.
Dr. Frankenstein's cane bumped into something on the floor. Upon seeing the silken dress and the scarlet hair, he assumed he had found his hung-over confidant.
Dorian, wake up.
He reached and grabbed her by the shoulder. The doctor shook her to try to awaken the drunken woman, but as he looked into her eyes, Dr. Frankenstein realized all the purple had been drained from her eyes. Where once were vibrant shades of mauve and violet, were now a dismal grey in contrast to splashes of scarlet about her.
Oh dear God.
Dr. Frankenstein backed away from the body, the visions of crimson spill filling his eyes and casting his mind back to horrors long past.
Dorian! Oh, please don't be... Oh God. Help! No, don't be dead.
Amidst Dr. Frankenstein's panic, the sound of a squeaky wheelchair could be heard as yet another passenger joined the macabre scene.
Bloody drunk, can't do a damn thing right. Waited all night for that notebook, the louse I am. Now here we are a full frigid night later, and she's passed out drunk in the back of a tram. What are you two doing? If it would please you, tell me why.
It is at this moment where Eric saw Dorian Gray lying on the floor, surrounded by a puddle of blood.
What's wrong with her?
I guess she's...
Well, wake up, Dorian. Get up. What's the matter with her? Is that blood?
Eric cautiously approached the doctor and his dear friend.
You're fine. Just heal like always.
She's not healing.
Why are you still lying there? Get up.
As realization and panic set in, Eric fell out of his chair and onto the floor. He grappled his way towards Dorian and held her close.
Oh, no. Oh, Dorian. Dorian, speak to me. Don't you dare die. Not here. Say something. Don't leave me.
Eric shot a scowl at Dr. Frankenstein.
What did you do?
I didn't do anything. I found her like this.
Liar! You did
You
something!
can't believe that I would actually do something.
Dorian! Dorian!
What the bloody hell is all this?
Oh dear Christ!
Professor Van Helsing bolted to Dorian Gray and Eric's sides to see if there was anything he could do to help. All in vain.
We found her like this.
Well, what's the matter? Let her heal. Give her a moment to get herself together.
There isn't a pulse.
What the fucking hell happened?
I don't know. I came back here and I found her like this.
Her neck is torn to shreds.
So wait. She's dead.
Nothing's right here. This isn't right.
Van Helsing, you need to believe me. I didn't do this.
Enough! How long has she been like this?
I think for a good while.
She's cold.
What the fuck happened? We were all in the front all night long.
She should be alive. Can someone help me here?
Where is Sweeney Todd?
Still tied.
Who the hell did this then?
Get off her! All of you!
Fighting through tears, Eric shoved both the professor and the doctor off Dorian Gray's body.
None of you can touch her! And you inhuman thing!
Eric, you need to calm down.
That bastard did this! That bastard and his curse! Death follows you every step you take. From that moment I saw you, I knew you reeked of death. Now look what you've done!
Eric, I didn't do this.
What lies should we believe now? My sweet, sweet Dorian. My Dorian. Had I believed they could, the angels would weep for you.
Wait, what was that?
What was what?
Are you saying my name?
I don't hear anything.
Hush, I hear it too.
Something's wrong.
Who was saying that?
Please, Abraham, help me.
Who are you? Where are you?
He came for us both, Van Helsing. He came in the night.
Keep talking, sir. Keep talking, we'll find you.
That voice, something about it.
Who could be back here?
Hush. Who came, sir?
Killed Dorian. It nearly caught me too.
I'm not sure about this, Professor.
I feared for my life, barely escaped.
It's coming from these boxes. We're coming, sir.
In an attempt to find the mysterious man, Professor Van Helsing began tearing the lids off his crates.
His skin was cold, and his teeth were sharp. There's a tune in his voice, something awful.
Van Helsing, I'm not so sure we should be climbing up there.
Sir, are you alright?
He's coming. He'll be back soon to take us all.
Dr. Frankenstein rose and joined Professor Van Helsing in his hunt.
Are you injured?
I don't like this, not at all.
Professor Van Helsing, determined to find the man, tore the lid off one of the biggest crates and peered in, ignoring the cries of warning from his comrades.
I see something.
Help me, Van Helsing, before he gets us all.
Professor, I highly advise against that.
His eyes, like amber.
Who did this?
He's come back, Van Helsing.
Who has?
Mr. Ryan.
And before the few survivors could realize what happened, a pale, clawed hand shot out from the crate and pulled in the young professor's arm. Amidst the inhuman growling and flesh tearing, Van Helsing's screams filled the air and shook the hearts of all aboard. Immediately, they shot to his aid. Yet, even with those 4 men pulling with all their might, they struggled against the grasp of his captor. But in a snap and sudden moment, all 4 fall back into the crates. But for their worries had not been relinquished yet, for when Van Helsing came to grasp his newly returned hand, he found nothing but a horrifying nothingness.
Dear God, your hand!
What happened?
Get me out of here!
Help, kid, help!
We are to help you, nitwit!
What happened?
There was an attack.
Oh God, my hand!
The men all put Professor Van Helsing on one of his crates as they began to attend to his wounds.
What the fuck is going on?
He's losing blood.
Where is Dorian? What is happening?
Dorian is dead.
What?
Dorian is dead.
How the fuck is she dead?
Enough questions, the fucker is gonna bleed out.
As Mr. Todd is unable to turn around, he continues with his questioning.
What is happening?
There's a lot of blood, it's all over the place.
It burns!
You need to cut it
The
off.
hand is already fucking off.
Not the hand, the circulation. You need to stop the bleeding.
We're trying.
Well, it's not working!
I can't see anything past the blood.
He's gonna bleed out if you don't do something.
What do you suggest we do?
Untie me.
Are you insane?
None of you blokes know what you're doing. Untie me so I can help.
So you can just kill us when you're done.
You're going to have a grudge now?
Victor, he's bleeding fast.
We can't lose another.
Well, what if he starts...
God damn it, Victor, untie him!
Against every instinct in his body, Dr. Frankenstein unties the murderous man.
If you try anything...
You'll kill me yourself. Got it. Just move.
The two men rushed to Professor Van Helsing's side to assist.
God, what the hell did you do?
He was attacked.
Sweeney Todd began to apply pressure to the professor's wound in an attempt to stop the blood flow.
By what?
I don't know.
It's not stopping.
I feel cold.
You need to stop the bleeding.
I am.
You're gonna make him pass out holding it like that.
I can't feel my hands.
Well, he gets some bad news for you.
He's bleeding too much. I can't get him to stop.
All the men in the car began to look to the doctor for some input.
Feel free to jump in at any time, Doctor.
What?
I can only hold him here for a bit longer. Victor, you need to patch him up or do whatever it is that you do.
I'm not feeling so well.
Blood. There's blood everywhere.
Damn it, Van Helsing, stay with us. Victor, do something.
I can't. What can I do?
What? You're the bloody doctor here. Here's a patient. Help him.
No, I can't. He's...
Victor, I need you to understand me. The professor is bleeding. Fast. You are the only doctor here. Whatever you've done, whatever it is in your head, put it out and help.
I can't do this. I'm sorry, but I can't help him.
The doctor removes himself from the situation, the sight of blood, not agreeing with him.
You're bloody useless.
What are we gonna do? I'm not sure how much longer he can hang on.
I've seen cuts like this before. Men don't survive these kinds of gashes without a doctor. He's going to bleed out within the hour if we don't get him medical attention right away.
Then get Dr. Frankenstein.
He's not cooperating. We're on our own.
Bloody fucking hell. What now?
I don't know. I'm not a doctor, and the only one with a bit of medical knowledge is losing a pint of blood a minute.
Oh, there has to be something we can do.
Unless you know a doctor nearby, he's a dead man.
I've got a doctor.
What?
I do. I have a doctor here. I know one.
Well, it's wonderful that you have friends, Hyde, but I don't see how this is
I
gonna...
can get him here. I can get a doctor here as... No, he can't. We don't know a doctor. There is... Stop it!
Are you feeling well?
He's a chemist, organic nomenclature. But he studied medicine for a year or so. He can save it. I'm not doing a damn thing. Enough! I can bring him here. I can get him to you.
Hyde, you need to pull yourself together.
I'm trying. Just give me a chance to... No, I won't give you a moment. Put your ego aside and help.
Excuse me?
We're not talking to you.
We?
I won't speak of this, Hyde. Not again. Just give me a moment.
Professor Hyde moves to a corner in the tram, unafraid of who may hear his conversation.
He needs you, Jekyll. I could give a damn who needs what. You made this mess, so deal with it. It's been long enough. Just pull it together for a few moments and help the poor man. I suffer any consequences you burdened unto us. I am damned to the situation, just as you. But if this has been for anything at all, you will help him. I can't, you don't understand. The man is dying. I died long ago. I died to a cruel mirror of myself and found that I could see through his eyes, taste his words, and feel his hands as he wrought pain and disdain to everything I built. Where was your mercy then? Do not take your anger with me out on him. Your hatred is unwarranted. Pots and kettle!
Hyde, he's not speaking.
One last time. Will you help? You wrought this hell, now live in it! Fine. If you won't come out on your own accord, then I'll do it myself.
Professor Hyde pulled the green vial out of his pocket once again and stared at it for a long moment.
Here's to smug coloured bricks.
Professor Hyde cheered his vial in the air and took a small swig. Immediately he doubled over in pain, his face contorted, and he wailed as he heard Professor Van Helsing scream in pain. He called out,
Victor!
Hyde, are you alright?
Listen, I don't have...
Professor Hyde groaned in pain as his body convulsed and shifted, almost as if his entire skeleton turned to that of another man.
Much time! I need you to understand something!
What is wrong? You're sweating bullets.
I'll have to leave soon. I'll be gone, you understand?
I don't understand what you...
But when I come back, I'm going to be very confused. I won't know where I am or even respond to my name.
Why are you telling me that?
Focus! I'll be ill, but I can help. When I come back, I can help Van Helsing. But I need your help.
What do you need?
Tell me what is going on.
Van Helsing is bleeding and
Not now, you fucking ninny! I'm into it!
Professor Hyde dropped to his knees, barely able to speak.
I won't be myself. I'll go by a different name and a different voice. But no matter what I say, make me help Van Helsing.
How do I do that?
Calm. Be smart. Smarter than him. though I doubt that's possible. Be clear, concise, and make him see what is happening. Oh, the bloody bastard loves a challenge.
What do you mean? Who are you talking about?
Enough! Go! Go into Van Helsing!
Professor Hyde grabbed a hold of Dr. Frankenstein's shirt and pulled him in close with an unnatural amount of force. As he spoke, there was a sense of what seemed like sorrow in his voice, but the doctor did not have enough time to process his tone.
If he asks, it's been 11 years. Now go! Get off! Go! Well, Henry boy, there comes an end to all things. The most capacious measure is filled at last, and balance is restored.
Two screams pierced the frigid cold as both Professor Hyde and Professor Van Helsing cry out in pain. Then, as quickly as it had started, both men collapsed, and all was quiet for a short moment.
Where is Hyde?
I'm not sure. I think he's ill.
Wonderful fucking timing. Go get the bastard. I need another set of hands.
The doctor left Professor Van Helsing's side to check on Professor Hyde, but when he returned to where he left the professor, he was nowhere to be found. The doctor looked frantically around the tram in search of the brutish professor when a strange man stepped out from behind one of Professor Van Helsing's boxes, looking dazed and confused.
How is this possible? How can
Hyde? Oh, you're right.
My hands. These are my hands.
Hyde?
Who in the bloody hell are you calling Hyde, good sir?
Hyde, your voice.
Do you smell rum? I smell rum. Correction, I smell a lot of rum. Have I been drinking rum?
You look different.
How in the hell is it so cold? My hands are so frigid.
Do you not know where you are?
Do you? Who are you? Nevertheless, your identity won't reveal anything. Your words, however, reveal novels. You said the name Hyde, so you must know my counterpart.
Counterpart?
Where is he? He really should be here.
He said you could help.
Oh, damn presumptions paving the way to misfortune. I told the crooked-toothed bastard that I would bear to help. Yet here I am.
We need a doctor.
Then don't presume that I am one, that I will be of any assistance. Try to make yourself useful, my dear sir, and leave me be.
You're a doctor.
Dreadful manners we all have. I'm Dr. Henry Jekyll. Have we met before?
I don't think so.
Then you won't be offended if I leave. I really shouldn't be here.
But so we're in need of a doctor.
And I hope you find one. I, for lack of a better word, am out of order.
11 years.
What did you say?
It's been 11 years.
I've been gone for 11 years. No, it can't be. I was just out a week ago. A single week is all it was. 11 years. Dear God. 11 years.
Hyde, get over here.
What is going on over there?
Like I said, we need a doctor.
Well, I'm not sure how much help I can be.
Dr. Jekyll looked over across the tram and seemed to recognize the man passed out on the crate. Out of curiosity and concern, Dr. Jekyll began to make his way over to the large group of men.
Abraham, is that you?
Bloody took you long enough. What kept you? Why do you look different?
What happened to him?
What do you mean?
He was attacked.
By what? A bear?
Where's your accent?
Don't bother. I'm still trying to figure that one out myself.
Why are you holding him like that?
Huh?
You're holding him wrong. You won't be able to mend the wound like that.
We're trying to stop the bleeding.
But he won't stop.
Won't stop.
Almost out of habit, Dr. Jekyll began to inspect his patient.
How long has he been unconscious?
A minute or so. Seriously, what is with this fucking posh all of a sudden?
I wouldn't be from the pain. He's hemorrhaging. His retinas are still responsive. He's just in shock. We need to shock him out. Have you got the smelling salts?
No.
Oh, I was afraid you'd say that.
Without hesitation, Dr. Jekyll brought his hand back and slapped the professor across the face as hard as he could.
There you go, my dear lad. What in God's name was that?
Now we're cooking with gas.
Oh, but we don't have long, though. We need to fix this before he bleeds out.
Bleeds out!
We've tried, remember?
I don't think he does.
We need to tie it off. Tie! Now!
Dr. Frankenstein hastily took off his tie and gave it to Dr. Jekyll, who quickly made a tourniquet. He turned to address Mr. Todd.
You! Put your hand here and keep the tourniquet in place. I need to see what I'm bloody doing.
What are you doing, Hyde?
Hello, old chap. Long time without an incident in the lab, and now I'm stitching you up. How's that for some irony?
Jekyll?
Apparently so. Lacerations extending from here would imply deep enough bleeding, but no, you haven't hit a vein. No discoloration. Tender.
Dr. Jekyll manipulates Professor Van Helsing's arm, causing him to cry out.
Oh, very much so. and the angle would present with a split ulna. Oh, you've got internal bleeding!
The fuck do we do about that?
The two of you, hold him back, now!
Dr. Frankenstein and Sweeney Todd each grab the professor and hold him down.
Now hold him tight.
Why are they holding me back?
We're setting the bone.
What? No.
Are we sure this is the best way?
Well, his bone is preventing me from operating. We need to set. Now, my dear lad, I won't lie to you. This will be the third worst pain you've ever felt. Right after losing a hand and having your heart broken by the lass in the pub. All I need you to do is breathe, my boy.
can.
You can and you will. Just breathe and we'll get through this together.
Should he be awake for this?
Absolutely not. But we do not have time for chloroform. What? Oh, don't worry. You won't be awake for long. Now, just calmly breathe and I'll take care of everything. Prepare yourself. And gentlemen, keep him still.
Our Father, who art in heaven.
On three. All right.
Thy kingdom come.
1.
Had Professor Van Helsing not been significantly smaller than his counterparts, he would have given them quite a struggle. But, after seconds of unbearable anguish, the professor promptly lost consciousness. This allowed Dr. Jekyll to begin his procedure. All the others began to rest, for the events of the past 10 minutes had rendered them quite exhausted. All minded their own business for the hours Dr. Jekyll worked on the professor. All except Sweeney Todd. He cannot seem to take his attention away from Dr. Jekyll.
I'll suture more and he should be right as rain. Just continue the pressure, just like that.
It's good work there. Jekyll, is it?
Indeed, in a box like this, it could be some of my best work. He'll need to keep it dry, clean, and bored. No irritation for a good while. And lots of vitamins, my dear boy. Lots of vitamins to ensure the containment of infection and nastier things.
And you said you were a friend of Hyde's? Have I said something funny?
Friend would be a term I would use lightly here, such as I bond the skin with a simple thread. Some men are bound together by some similarity. A like mind, a just cause, some sort of experience to make them a whole together. The only similarity Hyde and I share, however, is that of our body. Not of man and spirit, but of flesh. Such a simple bond, but the stitches are done tight and well. The stitching has no compassion for these sorts of things. The string will bind what it must, no matter how much it will fight. Hyde and I are stitched together, two unlike parts of a despicable whole.
As part of that despicable whole, can you speak as to where Hyde is?
That is the oddest thing, isn't it? A week ago, I was a graduate, smelling fresh lilies in a college garden. Now I'm stitching what is left of a poor man's arm on a freezing train with a group of strangers.
And what of Hyde?
If you think yourself indebted to an explanation, I would suggest getting in line.
We're all confused here, sir.
None more than me. You speak of attacks and nary a cause for that. We're all grasping for straws here.
I think we can all agree that there is a level of mystery amongst this entire experience.
Where in the bloody hell are we anyhow? The Arctic? Oh, it's quite a storm out there. Lily white it is, lily white!
I would predict that we are some lengths away from Moscow, though it's impossible to know without a marker.
They were supposed to come by now, you know. The damn train should have got to the station hours ago. Why aren't they here?
Russia. A bloody Russian tram. Well, given how we're amongst the uncivilized wilderness of the motherland, what in God's name could live out here?
Nothing, I'm assuming. We're marooned until help arrives.
A bear, perhaps? One of those thick, hide behemoths that stand taller than two men? Oh, you could fight off a bear, though, couldn't you? Eh, boy?
What are you going on about?
A wolf pack, perhaps, escaping the frigidity and prowling for its prey. Sniveling creatures always larger than you think. Big bad wolves breed in Russia, you know. Though I've seen badgers scarier than some wolves.
Doctor, would you fill us in on what you're rambling about?
Badgers! It could be badgers! Ferocious things that will bite and scrape something fierce. Bastard, biting, bleeding. Boys, that's the ticket!
He's finally snapped.
And what say you, dear sir? What say you to the bleeding badgers buffaloing in this blue bourgeois? Have you a thought, boy?
Jekyll.
Give me a word, Edward. I know you can hear me, so why don't you speak up already? We're all sitting on the edge of our seat for your grand appearance.
Jekyll.
Come out now, mister, or I'll crawl in mine own ear and tear you out myself. like a worm. I'll get you out! Out, Hyde! Out!
Damn it, Jekyll, get a hold of yourself.
I can't hear him!
Hear who?
His thoughts were loud and coarse, but his silence is soft against my mind. Why does the softness burn hard?
I think you may need to lie down a bit.
I can't hear him anymore. Hyde's thoughts don't come from anywhere anymore. It's all in the bucket, and the bucket is over. That's all in a week, mind you, a week!
Give him a moment to breathe.
We don't have time to coddle a madman.
Why can't I hear you, Hyde? Are you far? Have you gone far without me? Seems you have, dear boy. Seems you've gone as far as you can.
Jekyll, are you with us?
He's quiet now. There is a lot of quiet here. Too much quiet. Deadly things happen in the quiet.
He's right. It is unpleasantly quiet.
Dear God, not you two.
No. Listen. There's no wind, no rustling or creaking of the tram, yet we see a blizzard out these windows. A godless moon fallen on a silent scape.
What in God's name is happening here? None of this is making sense. What exactly happened to Dorian?
She's dead.
I thought that was impossible.
It should be.
So what killed her? Another passenger?
There was no one else aboard this tram. We would have seen them by now.
A bear, then. An animal that snuck aboard.
It was a man's hand that did the work.
Well, bloodied aside, was it a man or a beast?
Neither. Neither man or beast could kill her. She made sure of that. You stabbed Dorian in the chest, and she didn't bat an eye. Now she lies dead in that room with that thing. Her throat gashed and open.
What do you suggest, then? What killed her?
You all heard her from before. There is but one thing that can strike me down.
God himself. God himself can strike me down.
So what? I'm supposed to believe that beast there is God?
It may be God. Just not ours is all.
I've had it with these myths. We have something in there that wanted to kill us, Victor. It wanted to kill us, and it will if it has the chance. It is not God, or the devil, or the goddamn Father Christmas. This is an animal, nothing more. It is made of bone and blood just like us.
It knew our names. This beast of yours knew our names. How do you explain that?
I don't know. A parrot, perhaps, mimicking our yowling?
A parrot? That is your best guess.
Better than thinking it's God.
Then you are more of a fool than I took you for.
Oh, and how is that?
You are a fool to think that your plain world cannot have dark things in it. Everything must be simple, so you may be the worst of it all.
How could it know our names?
You think you're better than these old things. But you have merely begun to understand what this is, Sweeney Todd.
None of this is right.
And what is this?
We are cursed, Todd. We are cursed.
Suddenly, there was a rush of panic as Dr. Van Helsing sat straight up and hissed in pain.
What's happening?
Oh, keep still, lad. Those stitches are still raw.
Trust me, I know.
How are you feeling?
Like my head is filled with snow and my arm is on fire.
You've lost a bit of blood. You can't be up right now.
I think I can do whatever I damn well please.
In a futile attempt to stand, the professor lost all sense of balance. Dr. Frankenstein and Dr. Jekyll caught him and sat him back down on the crate.
I'll strap you to this box if I have to. You are not moving.
What happened? I remember getting on top of the box and then something happened.
There was an attack.
An attack. Is everyone alright? Dorian, where's Dorian?
Dorian is gone.
Gone. What do you mean gone?
Dorian was killed.
How the fuck? Oh, dear Mary, Mother of Christ!
Oh, here we go.
What happened to my hand?
It was torn off.
The fuck do you mean torn off?
We really should be working to keep him calm, Todd.
I just lost my bloody hand. Now you say it was torn off. You stay fucking calm.
I'm just lucky you didn't bleed out, Abe. You best thank your lucky stars.
Lucky stars, I've lost a hand and I have to thank you.
We may have done more if we had more help.
Jekyll, is that you?
Finally, your memory serves you well.
He did it. The mad bastard actually did it.
Who did what now?
It worked. You were finally back. The antidote worked.
You did this!
I spoke so highly of his work, though I never thought he would go through with it. How incredible. I mean, you're genuinely...
Suddenly, and without warning, Dr. Jekyll launched himself toward the professor.
Bastard, you bastard!
What has gone into you?
Tensions are high, you know, Doctor.
You did this to me! You fucking stranded me!
Henry!
Not Henry, shouldn't it be Henry? You made it Henry, damn you to hell!
Pull yourself together.
I shouldn't be out. I can't face this. You made me though. You pushed him, and he did what he wanted. Now I'm stuck. Damn antidotes, bastards work. I can't hear him anymore. Where is he, Abe? Where is Hyde? And why can't I hear him?
He's gone, Henry, just like you wanted.
How could you know? How could you know? You know nothing! Bastard knew nothing of us, did he? You damned me, Van Helsing. You and that monster!
Sweeney Todd was the first to get between the two men and was able to tear them apart.
Shut up. You can bitch about who did what later, but you both need to pull your heads out of your asses so we can get through this.
He's right, we need to pull our differences aside and face the problem.
That being? That thing in there, you mean? The thing that tore off my hand like it was a leaf from a branch?
Well, I'm not sure. We can all
As the men on the tram argued, a wash of horror made its way across Professor Van Helsing's face.
Mr. Rind.
What?
It mentioned Mr. Rind.
Yeah, it said all of our names. Has to be a party trick.
No,
or...
Mr. Rind isn't a name. Not in the strictest sense.
What do you mean?
I'm remembering it now. It called out to us, all of us, but it said the name Mr. Rind. With amber eyes and sharp teeth, he knew of him.
Who is Mr. Rind?
Precisely. None of you would know who he is. He was a figment from my childhood, a boogeyman of sorts.
The boogeyman tore your arm off.
You aren't seeing it. I've only mentioned Mr. Rind once on this train, and it wasn't around any of you. I mentioned it when I was cleaning an urn. The urn that broke.
The dusty pot from before.
None of you heard it, but the urn did.
The urn heard you speak.
All things hear you speak, Todd. They just need something to listen to it all the while.
Perhaps you've lost too much blood, Van Helsing.
This thing is no animal, nor a man. This thing knew our names and heard my secrets. This thing killed an immortal and silenced the snow.
What in God's name could do that?
Dracul, Zil, Diavol al Sangeloi, the dead man's curse. I welcomed it aboard.
What are you talking about?
Several months ago, miners discovered a secret cache within a mine on the outskirts of Yakutsk. Hoping for a quick payday, these miners contacted every university they could get a hold of. One of these professionals was me. I traveled all the way from Amsterdam, hoping to see the secret treasure in the mountain. I remember descending that shaft, believing I would have scraped hell if I went any further. Then, there, hidden in the stone walls, was the largest trove of artifacts I have ever seen, kept in perfect preservation for what could have been millennia. However, scrawled on the opening of the cave was a passage. Ancient form Romanian, so ancient that locals couldn't even recognize it as their own, but knowing such things, I could understand fragments. It wasn't a welcome or a marker of sorts, it was a warning. Abandon all hope, ye who enter here, for within these stones, amongst the dust and clay, lies the end of all things. A dead man's curse lies within, ready to wake. Beware ye, for within these walls is... That's where the translation became odd. It swapped a dialect and I couldn't translate. It kept referring to this thing, this Dracul Zil Diavol al Sangeloi. Time and time again it would reference this thing, claiming it was the source of all of its pain and darkness, that would curse all those who disturb it, but not believing in such things, I ravaged the cave and took what I could. Now here we are, stuck on a train in a blizzard as we starve and freeze with a beast on board. Now I don't believe in curses, or at least I didn't 2 days ago, but that thing in there knew of Mr. Rind. That thing knew who we were. That thing is the dead man's curse.
That's preposterous.
Dear God, what have you done?
You can't believe this. It was a tale meant to scare off pillagers, nothing more.
Tell that to my bleeding arm!
You are using your own insecurities and fears to create this monster. This Dracum Zit, Drakazul, whatever the hell it's called. It's a name on a wall. There is no possible way it can be on this train.
We have well established that monsters are apparently abundant upon this train. We have a psychotic murderer, a deranged psychosis, a mad scientist, a dead immortal, a haunted composer, and a man who just had his hand ripped off by a myth. So I would say our chances of having so is higher than most.
Alright, Professor. What is it then? Use your vast knowledge and tell me how we kill this fucking thing.
Not that simple.
Not that simple. Didn't you study this bloody thing?
Well, I'm not really prepared for whatever it is.
Well, what exactly is it anyway?
Oh, we're all trapped with the demon!
What do you call it, a demon?
Then what would you call it?
I don't know!
Tensions rose between the men like adding fuel to fire. As the flames rose, Eric stood from his chair and made his way to some trunks. He pulled out a record player and blew the dust off an old record. Once the needle hit the disc, the room was flooded with a longing and melancholy tune. The room went silent as the men listened to the notes that cut the tension in the room.
Do you hear it, gentlemen? Do you hear the beauty in these notes? Men today do not take the time to taste the music, but just listen and you will hear the beauty between the chords. The slight quivering of the strings and the harmonic crescendo just fills your chest. Fills it to where you cannot speak and cannot breathe. There's a great worry in these notes. hidden within each page of this opera. The steady beat, booming as if it were a lion on the mountain ridge, stalking its prey below. Take a moment to feel the music, truly feel it. For it is in these slight intricacies that the story will be found. It was the story of a child. Can you hear him? Listen to the sniveling cries of the youth as he weeps for his mother in his voice. Brilliant. He cries, for he cannot go home. For his home is no longer there. He wails of the thing that tore apart his home. Man will claim it war, and woman will claim it nature. But the boy will claim it a monster. He lamented of a beast swallowing the land in darkness and draining the inhabitants of all life like a plague. All that is left of the boy's home is the scattered remains of his people, shrouded in blood and gore. He weeps, for he has seen the face of the devil. And with a subtle fade, the story ends, and it is forgotten, doomed to repeat. It was a brilliant opera. A poor man's opera performed some time ago by a romantic company, written by one Griffin Talbot. It was inspired by a Romanian tale, older than the people who could remember it. I myself forgot it after all these years, but I am reminded now of that very name. The name of the opera was Dracul Zio Diavol Asangeli. Dracula, the devil god of blood.
Dracula? It can't be.
Look around you and know the music to be true.
What is a Dracula?
Devil God of Blood is older than any sort of folklore one can date. There can't be a...
I'm not liking the name Devil God of Blood.
Dracula is a war story, misconstrued through time to be caused by a demon.
My entire life, I've heard that name but twice. Once in a tragic opera in a damp wood, and second, inscribed on that very urn you held so dear yesterday.
But Dracula?
Would certainly account as a dead man's curse.
Then the legends are true.
Does someone want to inform the rest of us of what the bloody hell's Dracula?
Well, go on, Professor. You seem to know the tale.
It was a tale of a man, long ago. Now, whether he was nobility or impoverished, one cannot say, but this was a man who loved his nation deeply, a nation who was on the brink of a tragic war. Wanting to spare his home of this tragedy, he made a deal. He struck a bargain with a dark and haunting thing and bargained his soul to bear the blood of his nation. In return, he was given the chance to end the war. Not by an army, nor of a weapon, but by a beast. You see, this man was changed the moment he shook that hand and sealed that bargain. His entire soul and mind was rotted and bloodied by the deal, turned black with darkness. He was no longer a man, but something deeper, darker, hungrier. The man defended his nation and destroyed the enemy within a night, but the beast's hunger did not end with the last scream of a soldier. Dracula devoured one nation and then his own. He ran the sea red with blood and blocked out the sky. He was hailed as a god, an angry, vengeful god who would destroy the world for his thirst. But it is believed that three things sealed away Dracula.
Silver, as pure as Judas, fire as true as Prometheus, and a heart as right as gold.
These three things sealed away Dracula, protecting the world from his wrath. It is said, however, that should the beast walk among us again, he will devour the world and shroud the living in red.
A god? You brought a living, bloody god on board a tram?
As if I knew he was in the damned urn!
The sign said curse! Who the hell willingly accepts a curse?
I'm an archaeologist! We all do that!
Oh, that's great! So because of your oversight and job, we're going to die, and the world gets to be plunged in darkness or whatever you call it?
Wait, if he could kill us, why hasn't he already?
That is another part of his curse. It said he cannot kill a thing unwillingly. They must agree themselves to him before he can lay a hand among them.
Well, that's simple enough. Just don't let him kill you.
It's not that simple. You can't simply say no to him.
Well, why not?
He knew our names. He knew all of our names.
So that gives him a ticket to kill us.
How did he know our names?
Dracula can see beyond what his eyes allow. He knows a man's soul just by looking at him. Such as a hawk uses its talon and a wolf its fangs, Dracula will use the fears and secrets of men to kill his prey.
He will shift into the thing that haunts you most and torture you until you allow yourself to him.
Oh God, we're doomed!
Fear makes him powerful, and it's only a matter of time before he sees ours.
Well, you all may stay here and die, but I won't.
You leave, you'll be dead before you hit the snow.
Not a chance. Let that fucking thing at me and I'll cut him deeper than anything before.
You arrogant prick. You think a little razor will do anything to that thing. He will see you leaving into that blizzard as an admission of death, and he'll kill you there. The only thing keeping you safe now is staying right where you are.
We're dead already! We're dead and we don't even realize it!
Van Helsing, you did this. You brought that fucking thing aboard. Do you realize what you've done?
Van Helsing is but a man, Sweeney Todd. Men cannot allow such things to transpire.
It was his urn. His urn. If he had just listened to the writing on the wall...
He had nothing to do with this, Todd. He is a man, just as you are. It took a dead man's curse to bring that thing aboard, and a dead man's curse it was.
There is no one to blame, Todd.
I didn't say that. I said there is no man to blame. These curses only work through things of darkness, things separated from humanity.
What things would that be?
Monsters, Sweeney. Monsters make curses from men. It is through monsters and inhuman things that man will find all of its suffering. Isn't that right, Doctor?
Why do you look at me when you say that?
Inhuman creatures do the devil's work, don't they?
I'm not sure what you're referring to.
You may traipse around here as whatever you want, but do not think for a moment I cannot see your lies. Your tapestry of facades cannot hide you any longer, monster.
Lies. What's lies?
Please, Eric, get a hold of yourself. This isn't going to
How
help.
strange you're from Geneva, yet you speak like a Brit. Not a hint of an accent in your words, not Swiss or German, but English. How odd when we all know that Victor Frankenstein grew up in Switzerland. And your leg.
Eric, you don't understand what you're talking about.
In altercation, was it? In altercation with that despicable creature you created that resulted in that infernal limp. When I heard that, I noticed how fortunate you were. Fortunate that when your fabled creature killed every single person so much as having a relationship with you, he spared your life. How fortunate indeed.
Eric, stop this.
He's right. Why would it let you live?
I don't know.
He doesn't know because it never happened. The altercation, none of it. He's lied to us from the beginning. You take the name Victor Frankenstein for one reason and one reason alone. You take his name for your true identity is worse.
Victor, what is he talking about?
He's having a fit, nothing more. He's just confused. Dorian told me he had fits.
Was Dorian's death not enough? Now you sully her existence with your lies. I will not bear to let her be entwined with your web of deception. Dear Doctor, do not think for a moment I cannot see you. Do not call me confused, for even in my foggiest, I am wiser than you. True, I fell for your false semblance at first, but now I am lucid, dear sir, lucid and aware of the truth, aware of the curse you brought aboard.
Eric, choose your words very carefully.
You did this, monster. You made this hell for us all to die in. Your lies and death killed Dorian and will kill us all. For once, be unlike yourself and do the honest thing. Tell them.
What does he mean, Victor? What lies?
You're all fools if you cannot see it. All the notes, the cadenzas, the arias, all there. It was part of the tale. He merely lied about the role he played.
Eric, are you feeling alright?
He's not Victor Frankenstein.
What?
Don't listen to them, Eric. You can't do this.
And with those few last words, Eric revealed a secret that could only have existed in that nightmare on a Russian tram.